So this gentleman that came up earlier, very much like him. So if somebody called me and says, hey, got this great idea, you'll make $100 million, I'm off to the races. Is that inspired? Or is that just me wanting to kind of make $100 million?
That's you being inspired, and that's your inner being guiding you to a situation that's going to help you uncover anything that might prevent you from making $100 million.
So that's
Yeah, but the thing is, you can't freak out every time you think I might not be. In other words, you got to let the process help you to evolve into the knowing that you can do that, you see. And you have to not need it to happen this red hot minute. You have to be willing, oh, and this is it. You have to be willing to let that goal be the reason for your life. These things that you want are the reason that you flow, and the flowing is the life that feels so good to you. You don't create things because another thing needs to be created. You create things because it feels so good to be in the creative mode.
Okay, so I get that, and I move and I take action because I have that inspired action. So we've discussed that. He calls me up, $100 million. I get excited. I take action, and that's inspired, right?
But what action are you taking after the initial action? Are you taking the inspiration that comes from within, or are you doing what he's telling you to do?
Okay, so initially I'll take that inspiration because I have great ideas, and I'm like, wow, we can make energy from magnets. Oh my God, this is awesome. I start calling people. I start moving from within me and all the knowledge in me telling me what to do.
And then your Irish uncle.
Yeah, right, exactly. So something pops up.
Then your Irish uncle will say to you, no.
Yes.
And then what you do next is what matters.
Exactly.
That's the point. Then what you do next is what matters.
So what do I do next?
Find your balance. Find your balance, because if life has given you a desire, and feeling good is dependent upon you moving toward your desire, then you don't listen to things that move you away from your desire, and you do listen to things that move to your desire. But this is the most important thing. In the same way that you can say, but I'm going to do this, and someone else can say, no, you're not. So you say, well, I'll just withdraw from you. That tug of war happens within you too. You don't need another person pulling on the other end of the rope, because you've got both ends of those ropes going on within yourself most of the time. So deliberate creating is about letting go of that I can't do it end of the rope. And it takes a little while, because these are beliefs that you've picked up along your physical trail with reason and life. You've spent blood, sweat, and tears on coming to know that that guy's a jackass. And so you didn't just make this up. He proved it to you by the life you've spent watching. You see what we're getting at? And so it takes a little bit of time. You can't just all of a sudden stop believing something that you believe, but you can believe something else and give it more airtime. And the more you're thinking about what you do want, the less you're thinking about what you don't want. And if you're consistent about it, you can get enough momentum going that then life experience will show you something new, and your belief will shift. There are those who want to say, change your belief, and then the manifestation will change, and we are among them. But we're giving you some real fine-tuning here, because change the belief, and then the outcome will change. Change the belief, and the outcome will change. But you've got to find some way of detaching yourself from the evidence that won't let you change the belief. How are you going to detach from the evidence? You've got to accept that what is doesn't matter, that what is old news, that what is the result of past energy that has flowed, and today I'm flowing different energy. That was then, this is now. I used to believe that used to make sense, that used to be what I think, and that's the result that I got. But I don't want those results anymore. I want these results. So I'm thinking different thoughts now, and feeling different about the thoughts that I'm thinking. And the universe is responding to my new thoughts, because through life, I've put all of this into my vortex. And now I'm moving right over here, and I'm cozying up as often as I can with my inner being and all that I want, so that we, inner being and me, we have one point of attraction. There's no longer a tug of war going on with me, because I meditate. And I quiet my mind, and I let my vibration rise, and I know who I am. I have clarity. That's what clarity is. Clarity is knowing. Clarity is looking through the eyes of source. Clarity is being in your life and knowing about your life what your inner being knows about your life. That's clarity. Yeah.
And I'm learning that as we move along. But I'm a man, so I want to punch that belief in the face, you know, and maybe that's my upbringing, right?
But maybe you do, and you're certainly justified in doing it, but you know what?
But I'll just F up my own life, right?
Every time you do, you activate it again.
Right.
You bring it back into the foreground. And so what you want to say with those beliefs that aren't serving you is, you will evaporate of my lack of attention to you.
Fantastic.
You will cease to be, because you only are because I've believed you to life. We have enjoyed this interaction.
Thank you.
You all right?
Well, since I'm here, a lot of people, other people that I've had the privilege of learning from, talk about the why. And there's a lot of conversation out there that if the why is big enough, the how doesn't matter.
Well, here's the way we interpret that. You were born with the why. Because I want to feel good, because I am of value, because I want to demonstrate my value, because I want to help others find their value. In other words, the why is what you were born with. The how, the when, the who, the where, all of that is to be discovered. So if you ask those questions before you're down the pipeline far enough to receive it, then you get frustrated and you get stalled in the pipeline. But if you're just talking about why, you're moving freely along the way.
So I have two questions. One is on attracting the job. So I always been visualizing action and get the job. But you say like just chill out and feel like the king of the world, and the job which you want will come to you. Something this I'm not able to understand, or how to go about that.
Well, it helps to go general enough to acknowledge that it is attraction. But when you live in a world that is rather action-oriented, it feels like I want to go get a job. So I want to physically go and get it, which sounds different than, what are you doing? I'm letting a job come to me. You need to go get a job. No, I'm letting a job come to me. You need to go get a job. I'm letting a job come to me. And so we understand that the orientation for most people for a long time is that you live life, maybe even the contrast that we're talking about. You look out there and you see something you want and you go get it. But the thing is, and this is what people don't understand about going and getting things, in this attraction-based universe, when you're going to get something that is not a vibrational match to what you want, there it is. Because there's a repelling. Have you ever put those magnets and they just repel? It's like that. Now, if this job were a vibrational match to you, and you might start moving toward it, but it would start moving toward you too. If it is what you really want, and you are a vibrational match to what you really want, then nothing can keep you apart. So maybe we want to talk about what's wrong with that job that you can't get. What's wrong with it? What's wrong with it? It's going to tie you down. It's going to keep you from being free. They're not going to appreciate you like you deserve to be appreciated, because you have experience in that, and you've got vibrational beliefs in that you're taking with you in pursuit of this new job, which law of attraction is not going to let you have. So someone says, but I really need the job. So if it's miserable and I'm miserable, won't we come together? Yes. Yes, you will. Yes, you will. So if you can't get a job, then say to yourself, good for me. I can't get that miserable job. I can't get that foot nailed to the floor, people not appreciating me job. So now it's a good idea to start thinking about what you want and why you want it. What are you looking for?
Looking for a thing which gives lots of freedom. It feels like every day feels like a vacation, something like that. It's an effortless every day. I feel like I love doing that. Zero politics, zero ego.
So what you want is what you've got. What you want is what we've been describing. What you want is to not need to take any action, to just focus your powerful mind on the perfection and value of your being until you achieve an expectation that things are always working out for you and that all good things are coming to you and that you'll know it when you see it. Now this is a really good conversation to have. Do you believe that with a job or with employment or with self-employment or entrepreneurship, do you believe in the process of situating yourself, putting yourself in a position where what you want can flow to you? Do you believe that there is anything that you have to give in return? In other words, Esther really appreciates all these nice people who get on airplanes and fly around with her, but if they don't come, she doesn't send them a check. Not for very long. So they keep showing up because there is a sort of mindset in this action-oriented world that I give you this and you give me that, and I give you this and you give me that, which gets in the way of what we're talking about, because we're not talking about earning, we're talking about attracting. And to a large extent that's what they're all doing in their co-creation together also, but we're talking about attracting. And so do you believe that there is anything that you must give in order to receive that abundant life of freedom?
I always see like I want to be in a win-win situation. See, there are thousands and millions of jobs where what I offer, they also want it. So it's a win-win for both of them.
But here our question.
Yeah.
Do you believe that in order to receive that there is something that you must give?
Yeah.
And what is it? Speak it in vibrational terms. I must give appreciation. I must give love. I must give thoughts of alignment. I must give positive expectation. I must be a vibrational match, because you see, through life you've put fantastic things into your vortex, and they've been gestating and becoming and evolving, and they are ready for you to be ready for them. So you've got to find some way to identify what's there and to be a vibrational match to it, which is hard to do when you need a job, but that is the process.
Actually, I'm in a pretty good shape because I just had a thought like, let's practice your teaching for 1 month. Every hour I used to chill out, make myself happy.
Yeah.
Suddenly, I didn't even ask for anything, a job which came to me. I performed very badly. They selected me and they put me in a place. I'm in a pretty good shape. I'm happy, they are happy. So that's made me realize like I would just chill out and let the job come to me.
So in that process then, what new things do you put into the vortex? The fine-tuning. That is the process. But Abraham, so I got a job, but it has things in it that I don't want. So that's the new contrast experience. That's the new contrast that helps you to fine-tune with more clarity what you want. And in the same way that something almost right came, something even more right comes, and then something even more right comes, and something even more right, and something even more right. This conversation is so good to have following the conversation we just had, because the manifestation that isn't perfect often for most people keeps them from creating a manifestation that is perfect. But it doesn't have to, because the contrast in the not perfect manifestation is the beginning of the improvement. Are you following this? So it just gets better and better and better and better and better, until after a while it doesn't really matter where you are or what you're doing. You're having a wonderful time, and you know that the universe has put you right there because there's something there that you've been asking for that you're going to uncover like a treasure, and when you see it, it's going to be a really good moment.
Say if you have many choices which feels everything looks correct, how to make the right
Here's
decision?
the thing, you don't have many choices in any moment. Your choices are very limited in this moment. I can choose that thought which feels a little better, or that thought that feels a little worse. That's the extent of your choices. You could think about a lot of different subjects, but let it be an emotional choice. Let it be an energy choice. Let it be how do I want to feel in my solar plexus choice. Because you can be as happy or as miserable as you decide to be in any moment. Those are your choices. But you got to have a little momentum going before you even know that you have those choices. If you've been focusing on something unwanted and You got a little momentum going, and now you're talking about it and you're thinking about it and you're almost obsessed with it. Your choices are limited because law of attraction won't yield to you anything that's very far away from where you're vibrating.